Imagine this. A pipe bursts in your apartment, and you flood the 9 floors below you. Yeah, the plumber did tell you to fix that ages ago. Epic fail. Now you'll have to renovate your pipes, your bathroom, and also half the building. Does that count as a non-tolerable event? Pretty much. Or maybe you stayed up all night playing the new Final Fantasy game, missed a crucial makeup exam, failed your entire semester, and found yourself on the university expulsion list. You shouldn't have let that happen. Every person and every business has their own non-tolerable events. But while you can fix up your place after a flood and re-enroll in university, some non-tolerable events on a historic scale turn out to be totally fatal. Let's talk about that. Buckle up. Let's hop over to ancient Egypt. Pharaohs were building pyramids the size of your Amazon shopping cart so they could live in luxury in the afterlife. We're talking gold, jewelry, some fur-lined slippers. All that heavy-duty bling was supposed to take the final journey with its owner. But spoiler alert, almost all of those tombs got robbed. Why? Because no one had the security plan. They thought thick walls and confusing hallways would do the trick. But grave robbers aren't fools. They'd bust through a wall here, squeeze through a crack there, or just hit it with dynamite. Just like your dad trying to fix a broken VCR. The result? A non-tolerable event. All those pharaohs' treasures were gone. But they couldn't loot Tutankhamun's tomb. Why? One theory is that he had a well-thought-out defense system and hid the entrance to the tomb really well. And all others just hoped for the best. As a result, their afterlife is empty while Tutankhamun got the full VIP package, complete with 300 mummified cats. The lesson: if you don't want to be left in an empty stone box without treasures, figure out what's non-tolerable to you now. For example, losing your client data gold mine, or maybe losing your Maine Coon's mummy. After that, you can go nuts. Now, let's jet off to the jungle to visit the ancient Maya. These guys were great at astronomy and math, but somehow failed to notice the very basic thing: agriculture. Why was that their downfall? Imagine cooking endless dumpling steins on the same dirty pan, day in and day out. Eventually, everything's burnt and ruined. That's what happened to the Maya. Their soil got exhausted and they ran out of food. Yet stable farming was their most critical resource, and losing it was not an option. As a result, their whole civilization went down the drain. In modern business terms, that's like losing critical data or disabling the entire infrastructure of a company. Basically, you're left staring at the broken server. Come think of it, if the Maya had just put soil depletion on their risk radar, we might still be celebrating their new discoveries today. Story number 3 takes us to Hanoi, Vietnam in the early 20th century. The city authorities decided to deal with a rat problem by offering a bounty for every rat tail brought in. Great idea, right? Yeah, until people went to a whole new level in this game. They simply started raising rats, snipping off the tails, collecting the cash, and letting the rats live to breed another day. The rat population exploded. City officials were shocked. And there it was, the non-tolerable event, a full-blown plague epidemic. They never thought about how people would game their brand new security system, and got a result they never saw coming. The point is, before you launch anything, a company policy, a big project, or a pest control plan, you have to game out every possible scenario, even the totally bonkers ones. Otherwise, you'll be chasing rats until retirement. How do you protect yourself from every possible threat? This is a question they once asked a Hungarian mathematician named Abraham Wald. During World War II, he needed to figure out how to better protect airplanes. Picture 2 groups of planes, the ones that made it back to base and the ones that didn't. The commanders were only looking at the planes that managed to return safely. They would see bullet holes in certain spots and try to reinforce the planes there. But Wald stepped in and said the problem was the areas without holes on the surviving planes. Because those are the spots where the planes that didn't make it got hit. So they were only analyzing the survivors and ignoring the ones that didn't survive the hit. From Egyptian pharaohs to Abraham Wald's theory, the pattern here seems to be pretty clear. If you don't want to become a museum exhibit with your digital treasures looted by criminals, first of all, you need to figure out your weakest spot and then find out how to protect it. And to help you figure all that out, Positive Technologies, the leaders in effective cybersecurity, has your back.